Hey everyone, it's The Edge, and it's been a while. I actually owe a lot of people a lot of videos, and I gotta start somewhere, so I apologize to those of you that are waiting on me, but this one, not surprisingly, is going to be for my pal Grumpy Chuck. Of everybody I respond to, I think it's pretty well documented that Chuck and I tend to have some good back and forth discussion, and he continues to always ask questions that are good and serious and compel me for one reason or another to respond. This one is on his most recent 2 videos about homosexuality. And this is going to be my attempt to explain the Christian position. This is one of what I call, this is one of many actually, what I call landmine issues for Christians, because I propose and I contend that even if I adequately explain our position in the best way possible, that because of the world and its views and the extreme political correctness that we are adhering to, it's still for some reason going to fall short for some of you. But I still feel compelled to jump on these landmines anyway, like the issue of hell. You've seen me tackle that multiple times, knowing that I may or may not ever change your mind, but hoping that my apologetics somehow bring you to a closer or better understanding. So here I go again. Chuck, the first thing I want to tackle, let me take these off, I don't like wearing my glasses on camera, is the healthcare issue. I kind of reread our exchange, and one of the things I came to realize is I was talking about one thing in one angle and you were talking about another thing in another angle, and while they had things in common, I think a disconnect occurred, and I want to clear that up right off the top. The issue of healthcare is not even in the Bible. And I would dare say and go on record that if I were to ask God about healthcare, He would probably be of the opinion that every person on this earth should have healthcare of some kind. You know, if we've got someone suffering of a cold or of a disease, they should have access to a person with the expertise to hopefully correct the problem and heal the person. I have nothing to say in regards to the homosexual and their right or lack thereof to health care, except that I believe every person should have that kind of access. What has been brought into this argument, and I do resent this more so from our government than the homosexuals, is in order for them to get the kinds of health care coverage they're looking for, they would have to have a marriage ceremony to do it. Now, while the Bible is absentee on the health care issue, and while I can speak as Jim and what Jim thinks should be done on the health care issue, the Bible does speak on marriage and who has the right to participate in a marriage. It also has something to say about homosexuality. So this entire video isn't going to even be about healthcare, but just to explain a little bit better the Christian perspective on marriage and homosexuality. It's no secret, I'm not teaching anybody anything, to say that the Bible talks about marriage in very explicit terms, that it's between a man and a woman. It's not between a man and a man. It's not between a woman and a woman. It's not between an adult and a child. It's not between animals in humans, it's a man and a woman. So, because I am one who has come using my free thinking ability to believe in every word of the Bible, I must support its position, even if it's inconvenient to me, and even if it brings criticism to me. I'm willing to make that stand anyway. And the thing I'd kind of like any of you that disagree with me to ask yourself is, does majority rule make something right or wrong? Because I have no doubt in this world that you guys could all rally and take an opinion poll on MSN.com and find that I am in a minority with my belief that a marriage is supposed to be for a man and a woman. I'm asking you, does that make it, does majority rule make it right or wrong? Okay. To a certain degree, especially politically, I have a very live and let live personality. I'm very laid back. I'm not out to tell everybody how to live their lives. But if you ask me if something's right or wrong, I'll tell you. And I'm not afraid to let my opinion be known and explained, if that makes any sense. I don't think it's right for there to be a homosexual relationship in the first place, much less it be given any kind of marital value. Let's talk about actual homosexuality, though. Forget marriage, forget the healthcare issue. The Bible does say that it's a sin, but the Bible also says a lot of other things are sins. I mean, I'm not picking on this one particular sin. Lying's a sin. Sexual perversions of all types are sins, including premarital sex, which I dare say I violated that line in my past. Stealing, lusting, they're all sins. Now, the problem, as I try to explain any kind of view here, is in order to properly articulate my point to the audience that opposes me, is I have to come up with another sin that we both universally agree upon is a sin, in order for you to have a reference point by which to see how I am looking at homosexuality, because I know you don't think there's anything wrong with it. I know you don't think that. And I don't even necessarily have to change your mind about that, but I am trying to walk you through my mind.